What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beast for Build. This episode shall be a very transformative episode. We're gonna finish the wide body on the Mercedes, getting that back all nice and widened out. We're gonna build a front splitter thing, and we're gonna take some doors and we're gonna strip them down and we're gonna mount them on the rear quarter panels, kind of like wings. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain what those things are gonna be, but they're gonna look awesome. Stay tuned. We're starting work today inside, and you may be wondering, that's weird, why would you do that all of a sudden? And it has nothing to do with the fact that the World Cup is on and it's a gajillion degrees outside. Nothing to do with that at all. So we're gonna start on these rear doors. Both of the rear doors are gonna be used as the rear wing. They need to get stripped down, and then they will have some scaffolding built in them, and that way they can be welded to the car by the rear quarter panel. Right now, this thing weighs just so much. It's insanely heavy. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on there and just start stripping everything off of it before I start cutting it apart. Well, that definitely took a lot longer than I imagined it would, but now that I've done one and I kind of know how to do it, the next one will go a lot faster. It becomes pretty lightweight once you gut the whole, the interior panels, the speakers, the window and the window motor off, and then you take these two hinges off as well. It's not super light, but it's definitely bearable. That's something that we can mount to the car safely. Before, I think it was close to like 60, 70 pounds, and that was just gonna be a little sketchy mounting it on there. The other cool thing is it's got this structural piece right here, and then we got plenty of lip around here that we can weld things onto. We won't have to worry about burning the paint on the outside because I want it to look like a nice clean door from the outside, and then we'll weld our basically our bracketing or our tubing or whatever we use to mount this thing into the car. We'll weld to these pieces right here, so we don't have to worry about screwing up the exterior look. So that's good. I'll jump into the other one when I want to take some more time to be inside out of the sun, but for now it's time to jump back outside and find some other work to do. Look who we found. Hey buddy, I got treats for you. I got him yesterday. He knows, he watches YouTube. Cooper, you gotta take smaller bites, buddy. He likes his bone. Good boy, Cooper. Eric and I have uncovered the car, but we still have not figured out what we're gonna start on. Getting in the shade, I think, is the main priority. All right, we got the car in the shade. It's actually not too bad out here. We got a nice breeze. We're gonna go ahead and get started on the rear wide bodiness. Same story as yesterday. We're gonna start by test cutting a couple pieces of sheet metal, seeing how they look. We have a much larger gap here between the tire. No thanks to Chris and a reciprocating saw. And the only other challenging part is we have a limit here where the door jam starts. We obviously can't install the kit into here, so we have to kind of work within our limits, but shouldn't be anything we can't handle. All right, we just wrapped up with the driver's side rear quarter panel. It looks fantastic. Came out just how I wanted it. We used a little bit wider material, you can see, than the front, wider in the back. Looks really good. We got a little creative when it came down to this area, which I like. We may continue doing that in some other places up over there, especially with that front splitter that I want to do too. So that looks great. Now we just got to jump over to the other side and do the same thing. The second over fender is done. We're finally legit wide bodied all the way around, so you can see that's what it looks like from the back on that side and on that side. It's fantastic. I'm really happy with the way that these things turned out. We gotta go ahead and rivet. We're gonna put a hole right there and put a rivet through there into the rear bumper, and then that pretty much wraps this stuff up. Jumping back into working mode, and Eric has convinced me not to run a side mirror. they look worse. And Eric's been driving around without side mirrors on the Corvette. He says it's pretty easy to see, just, you know, turn your head, given that you don't have a roof or anything in the way. The rear view mirror and just turning your head seems to work. So I'm gonna actually do the event without mirrors, and if Eric is right, then we won't put them on. If Eric's wrong, then we will install them. It's no easy task to build some sort of a bracket. It has to come from here all the way up to here. But more importantly, when Eric was showing me what it looks like, Eric, will you test fit that back up? With it on, it looks a little goofy because it just sticks out and it adds to that zone. And then if you take it off, it looks a lot more clean overall. So oddly enough, we're worried about what looks clean right now. So we've decided no mirror, which means we're moving on to the door wing things. So I'll show you guys a picture right now of what the Otis car looked like. That should give you an idea of how their doors kind of mount up. Basically, we're gonna have supports that come out of this trunk area. They're gonna come up and we're gonna mount the door around here. Door wings. It's weird. It's gonna be awesome. All right, we have figured out exactly where we want to place the doors and the materials that we're going to use it with, but we need to do both doors at the same time so we can kind of line them up and everything like that, which means I need to jump inside and work on stripping the other door. While I do that, Erica's going to work on the kill switch for this car and mounting up the battery and getting all that buttoned up. All right, to wrap up another serious struggle fest, got one more door skinned. We shall take this skin and figure out a way to mount it on the car. We got the first one of the rear wings, or whatever you want to call it, gull wings, tacked up. So this is very, very lightly tacked up and kind of resting here. It looks crazy. It looks good. This is exactly how we wanted it. So Eric cut two sets of those. So now we're going to go ahead and set the other one on there and start to tack it up and get it all in place. Then we'll pull them both off, fully weld the posts up, and then we'll throw them onto the car and weld them onto the car. I guess we just hang the trip permit from the left one. All right, we fully welded up this left one. It's on here real nice and strong. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. I feel 100% safe about that. So that's awesome. We're gonna move on to the right one and get that one welded up. I don't know if you guys noticed, we triangulated all the supports. We triangulated them with some square tubing as well before we welded it in, just to make it a little bit stronger. Eric caught the car on fire. Yeah, don't worry about it, he said.
There's just a little smoke up there. There's nothing to worry about.
It's real hot in here. Like, it's real hot in here.
Oh, yep.
Fire extinguisher? This has got to be the craziest thing we've ever done. Well, shy of turning a BMW into a boat and driving it into a lake, these crazy door wings are the craziest thing we've ever done. I'm so proud that we got them symmetrical and really, really well on there. Like, we're not worried about those coming off at all. They're super, super strong. We could stand on them and they're perfectly symmetrical. It's so awesome. They're back a little bit far. Like, it's pretty extreme how far back they go, but it just adds to the look. It's super cool. It looks like a transformer in like mid-transform. We're stoked on it. I'd like to do a little bit more work, but you know what? We need to take this thing out for a drive. So we're gonna take it for a test drive. Look at this. This was something that was in the trunk that Eric caught on fire. It's still smoldering. Yeah. We'll add some water to that, and let's take this thing for a drive. All right, we did photo op with the first Mercedes owner that we found. We got the windshield clean, we couldn't get gas. Let's try a higher speed test. Not super high speed, just moderately high speed.
It's pretty smooth.
It's got a little wobble to it. That's 45. Brakes. Hey,
Brakes work.
Got ourselves a gambler car. Oh, that wheel is wobbling. So our front left wheel has a bit of a wobble. We'll have to pull the lugs off and check the spacer and everything. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's noticeable if you look at it.
All right, we're gonna do a little gambler test and.
Wait, first you gotta point down here. So we're gonna go to comfort mode and then vehicle up mode. So we should be airing up right now, and then now we'll smash these speed bumps and see what happens.
It's our off-road test.
That's a big ass speed bump, dude.
Oh, that's
What?
like nothing.
Like piece of cake.
Like nothing.
Oh my god, this car is too comfy. I'm gonna be off-roading like better than anybody
I know,
else.
dude.
Whoa!
I think that was just a rock.
You think,
hitting. I think that was a.
check the rear fenders.
I think that was a rock hitting our side skirt.
Let's check the fender flares. Why are you beeping at me? Dude, watch this, speed bump. Nothing. Full side, these are full on speed bumps. Like these are scary speed bumps.
What speed bump?
Oh! Well, there she is. We got some more cosmetic work to do tomorrow. A little bit of paint, a little bit more sheet metal work, I think. But overall, this is kind of the picture that we envisioned. Oh, she's beautiful. What a beaut. We can't keep anything valuable in it at all because not a single compartment closes. All right, guys, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for joining us with this build. So tomorrow, Eric and I are gonna work on both of our cars, and we'll get 2 more episodes out of that, and then we're hitting the Gambler. So join us for our final wrap up on these things. Other than that, B is for Build. If you wanna get some merch, bsforbuild.com, and you wanna find us at more places, B is for Build on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, all that good stuff. We will see you tomorrow. Peace! Come on.